Cardiff Arms Park last night. Full of excitement, full of drama. Can the Scarlets take inspiration from Cardiff's victory against Munster as they take on the league leaders Leinster? Joe Roberts, left-footed, but a foot in touch. There's a flag in the air and a chance for me to bring Alex Cuthbert in. I said Leinster were efficient in everything they do. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I'd just say afternoon, everyone. Yeah, definitely. I think that sums up their whole season. They've only lost one game away to the Bulls in Pretoria. 20 out of 21 games. I think that's what you call prolific. They're a quality side. Whatever team they throw out, their structure, their detail in terms of the way they go about things, absolutely top notch. And it's going to be a tough ask for Scarlets today, but hoping for an exciting game.
Well, no reason for it to be anything but exciting because the weather conditions are perfect at Parc y Scarlets. Good crowd in as well. Everyone knows how important this round 16 clash is in the BKT United Rugby Championship. If you're a Scarlets fan, that is. League leaders Leinster, more than safe. Getting the ball to Sirocco, wide channels for the big blindside flanker. And he's making some decent yards after contact there.
Yeah, it's a good carry by Alex Sirocco there. He's a well thought after player, big physical player, who get ball in hand, especially on the front foot. And Leinster looking to get to edge.
It's Captain Keller out there, keeping their width. Blindside flanker on one, a hooker on the other. Oh, beautiful line by Will Connors. Ball goes forward, but Leinster showing their intent early in the sunshine.
Yeah, usually Leinster don't play too much rugby in this middle third. They look to sort of test the water in terms of first three phases, and then gauge the momentum there. And I think they got a little bit too much momentum there. The Scarlets this afternoon are really going to have to be physical those first three phases, and try and get maybe Leinster kicking a little bit more than they probably would. But they've shown their intent, haven't they? Looking to try and get to edge straight away. And I think it's going to be both sides really going to attack. The weather is unbelievable here down in Parc y Scarlets. Good crowds, good atmosphere. Something on the line for Scarlets, isn't it? It's a must-win game, as they said beforehand.
Yeah, they have to go to South Africa to face the Lions and then the Sharks. So you just feel that they have to win at home. Fine. Easier said than done against Leinster, of course. Last beat them 2018 September. Ken Owens, who's on commentary here, said he was player of the match that day. Do you believe him?
That's the first thing he said, player of the match. But no, I think at the last three of the four games, I don't want to put any damper on it, but Leinster put 50 points on Scarlets, so hopefully, they're not. We don't want to see a similar score. We want to see a game, a top game on both sides, attacking point of view. So we'll see here from exit, a good sort of midfield scrum here. How hard Leinster come off the line here, even this far out from their line, they put pressure on the Scarlets.
First scrum of the match, always crucial. Cian Healy on that far side against Henry Thomas. That'll be a battle. Pass behind Williams. Gareth Davies sniping. Blair Murray, standout performer for the Scarlets and for Wales this season. Real breakthrough. Macleod, always 100%, 110%.
Okay, Scarlets, use it.
Yeah, going back on Blair Merwe, I don't think Leinster want to kick too loosely to him because he's pretty good in the open, but this is an area of the field that Scarlets have got away. It's a great take by Lee there.
Yeah, me with a take. Quick out of the blocks for Leinster. Cian Healy got a right hand to it. Kelleher told to leave it. Can't play the 9, of course. Super protected these days. Crossfield Costelow. Too much on that one. It'll be a Leinster line. How tough is it, Alex? I'm looking at you alongside me, and I know you've had your fair share of injuries. How tough is it to come back from not playing, training, straight into game mode?
It's incredibly tough because in training sometimes you actually feel pretty good until that first 5-10 minutes in the game like today. He's really going to start feeling it. It's more just, especially in that position at 10, controlling things. It's tough to just suddenly come into it, and against a team like Leinster as well.
Well, Scarlets pinched the line out here. But what happened afterwards? Gareth Davies was in the air. Keller took his legs away. Ooh.
Yeah, he's just mistimed that, isn't he? I think Gareth Davies is pretty clever there, isn't he? Just a little jump in the air, just enough to put Keller off. But, you know, a little reprieve there, and it's a good start for the Scarlets, just sort of pinning Leinster back. This is what's going to happen. They need to get territory and possession against this side, because given Leinster ball and momentum, you know, the stats say that they end up scoring a lot of points with it as well.
There's no issue chucking to the front, but you guys need to come in. You guys are already all the way back there. Let's go again.
Mike Adamson, the official today. The Scarlets got away with one there. Potentially that was not straight to the front, and it has to be regardless of any contact. They go again, and Gareth Davies does well to avoid contact. Now he needs to get to the deck. Henry Thomas spins back to get the ball.
Step here.
Gareth Davies there again. Costelow, Plumtree in midfield.
Yeah, just look at that line speed from Leinster. They're just getting doubles every time, aren't they? Slowing the speed of ball down, and it's just too slow for the Scarlets at the moment.
Number 5.
It's a penalty advantage, and again, Costelow.
There was nobody pinning
He's had a shoulder injury. He's come back with a gun of a right boot.
Yeah, he's obviously been on the squats too much, isn't he? No, he's just trying to find his way in the game, isn't he? I think just as many touches as he can early on is really good for him. I think, you know, going for probably post here would be really great. Bit of a settler. And it's a great start for Scarlets, isn't it? You know, for the obviously the possession that they've had.
I didn't know if you were pointing to the corner or the post.
But you can already see as soon as Leinster slow that ball down, Scarlets do look a little bit lost, don't they? And Leinster are just so good, even after half a line break. You know, after Ellis won the high ball, they seem to get back into control defensively so quickly, Leinster. And it's going to be a tough afternoon if it's like that for the Scarlets.
I'm happy with that, the throw, but just make sure the guys are in.
Sam Costelow, injured against Gloucester in Europe in January. 27 points in the BKT URC so far. Can he make it 30? Well, the answer is no.
Again?
And unfortunately, if you're a kicker, that's a sitter, and points mean prizes in this league, especially when you're in round 16.
Yeah, 100%. You know, and they're obviously in a position where they obviously need to win. You know, it's a bit of a shaky start for Costelow, but like I said, he just needs to get as many touches as possible. Whether they're positive, just needs to go on to the next thing. He'll have another opportunity in the game.
Joe Roberts takes the restart. And the 4 changes the Scarlets have made in this BKT URC clash. Costelow. Oh, that's found its way to Plumtree, one way or the other. Plumtree, Gareth Davies back inside. They didn't get a 3-pointer, but they will get a 5-pointer. Gareth Davies touches down for his 5th try in the URC this season, his first since round 4.
Oh, Gareth Davies again on the end of it. That line he runs is unbelievable. The amount of tries he's scored from that. It's a great ball by Sam Costelow here. Just puts Henry Thomas. It's a little bit of a, whether that's fall or not, but it's a great line by Taine Plumtree, and it's a great pass inside. Gareth Davies has obviously got the legs there. Whether they'll have a look at that pass from Henry Thomas.
Yeah.
Looked a little bit forward.
Well, the TMO is always looking at things. Game will go on. Conversion and the try stand at the moment. Still communication and a chat going on.
Yeah, what I like about it though is the Scarlets are trying to get that width just a little bit outside of Leinster's real heavy line speed, you know, outside the big boys, and they've just gone inside a back and a forward, and that's where Henry Thomas just got his hands free, and it's a great line by Taine Plumtree because that's so easy to overrun or not be on his shoulder, and it's very well timed. And try stands.
Yeah, 7-pointer, successful conversion for Sam Costelow. Nudging 10 minutes, the Scarlet lead is 7 points. It's Henry Thomas again.
Let them all come. Leinster Let the ball come.
Celebrated
The
Judgment
ball's there, it's
Day
under your man's leg.
with a try against the Dragons, as did Alec Hepburn as well. That
Right,
slow
Leinster,
ball.
Stay out, stay out, stay there. Right, use it.
Now the Scarlets are told to use it.
Back foot. 6.
5 seconds he'll have. Box kick. Gareth Davies has kicked many, many times this URC.
A bit light on the left here.
1-on-1. Rogers with a tackle out wide.
Stay back.
So Scarlets turned now to defend Cian Healy. What a servant to Irish rugby he's been. Henry Thomas with a tackle, and Tom Clarkson in midfield, and the Scarlets have a penalty. Strong over the ball, Plumtree, Elias, Macleod in there.
Yeah, it's great work by Ryan Elias and Taine Plumtree in the middle there. You know what I quite like about that, Leinster made that ruck such a mess off the kickoff. There were so many Scarlets players on the floor. 1-2 pass, you know, they actually had numbers on the left there. I think if they were a little bit more clinical and the pass was a bit more, you know, straight in front, they might have had a chance, but it's well defended, the Scarlets. They found their defence shape pretty quickly, and Taine Plumtree and Ryan Elias together, that's, you know, the middle of the field. You're theoretically going to have 2 backs trying to clear that out, and it's a great steal.
6-man lineup for the Scarlets. Ryan Elias, who'll be the target. Vaea Fifita at the front. Macleod peels away, finds Johnny Williams in midfield, chopped down by Will Connors. And there's that counter ruck from Leinster.
Come around the side.
A little bit of side entry.
Engage and come around the side.
Decision now for the Scarlets. They have to win this game, but they would love to score 4 tries, of course, in doing so.
Yeah.
And they're going for the sticks again.
Engage and come around the side.
Yeah, I think it's the right option. You know, 12 minutes gone, 10-0 up against Leinster. That's a perfect start, isn't it? Not a real opportunity they give you a start like that.
If you're going to counter up, come through the middle, stay bound. That one you were unbound and then came around the side and played the 9.
It's tough. It's tough that, because Byrne has sort of jumped out the way as the first clearer, and there's sort of not really
you're talking a lot
anyone to sort of come through the middle, is there? So he's a bit hard done by there, I think.
There's a lot of chant from Ronan Kelleher and Mike Adamson. Always have to stay on the right side of the referee. Can Sam Costelow find the right side of the uprights? Yes, he can. And the Scarlets do lead. Leinster by 10 points to 0. Almost 13 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, we've obviously seen a little bit of indiscipline from Leinster. You know, they are averaging 12 penalties a game. They're actually one of the lowest in the league in terms of giving penalties away. So, you know, there is an opportunity there, Scarlets. They are clinical when they do get those chances.
Ellis collects the restart. Such an important facet of modern rugby. What you do after scoring. Well, you want to exit your own 22. And very often, teams do not. Frawley underneath that one. Joe Roberts with a tackle. Timed it just about right, I think. Cian Healy into Henry Thomas. 2 old heads. Flat ball finds Kelleher right on the touchline again. Hugging the touchlines are Leinster. Keeping their width. Soroka eventually brought to the deck. Brian Deeney down. He's taken a knock. That's a lovely little chip over the top. Has it gone forward? Yes, it has. Almost on a plate for Andrew Osborne to look for a 6th try, but it's a knock-on, and it'll be a Scarlet scrum.
Time off, got an injury.
Yeah, it's a great little chip spotted by Byrne. You know, a bit of space in behind. It's just, at the moment, the breakdown is a bit of a mess, isn't it? It's not the quickest. There's a lot of bodies in there. Another big carry by Alex Soroka there. You know, he's a bit of a knock on there, but yeah, the breakdown just not. Both teams are trying to get that speed of ball, but both teams are being so physical over it at the moment, and I think they both know that when both teams do get a bit of front foot ball, they are good with the ball in hand, aren't they?
You look at the Leinster team. I mentioned 9 changes, 2 positional switches. You know, they've got a European semi-final next weekend. a lot of these guys have only played URC games this season. What is their intent? Do they want to get into that sort of match day 23 for the semi-final? Is that their motivation in this clash?
Yeah, I guess so. You know, so if one of them has a stormer, then they have to be obviously thought out for their the game next week. They've probably got a squad in mind already, and I'd say probably the front row, you know, of Cian, Healy, Ronan Kelleher. Obviously, you've got Boyle on the bench. You know, these guys are fighting, I guess, probably for bench spots really. If you look at the squad that they've left out. But they're just a world-class outfit, aren't they, in terms of whatever player they have in. You know, they play together a lot, whether it's this team or the first team, as you say, you never know. But they all know exactly what is asked of them, isn't it? You know, when they come on, they don't seem to make many errors.
Yeah, the pattern remains the same no matter who plays. But unfortunately, it's the end of the game for Brian Deeney.
That's right, we'll stand this side. Right, there we go, this is Mark.
An ankle or lower leg injury.
Nice and straight. Stay square.
And David Manigan is on.
Stay on him, don't go in on him. Yeah, keep it nice and straight. Hits in. Thank you.
Straight into the second row for the scrum. It is a conveyor belt of talent within the Leinster province.
Crouch. Bind. Set. Keep it high.
Scarlets trying to get a squeeze on. Both down on this side. Plumtree plays away.
Balls away.
Left-footed. Blair Murray. Long. Very long. And that was passed back into the 22. It's the kind of error we spoke of, isn't it? You get points on the board. Though the errors, they're going to put you under pressure in your own red zone.
Yeah, this area of the field here is exactly where you just need that clean exit, get it down there, because as soon as you get Leinster in this area of the field, their percentage of coming away with points is so high, you just cannot give them any in. You know, we always speak about errors and penalties together. You know, once that's more than 20, you're struggling. That's a real unforced error there by Blair Murray. You know, it's nearly a perfect kick, but 5 yards in is a good kick, isn't it? So, fine margins in these games.
Fine margins indeed. Leinster win that line-out. Kelleher, ball safely under. Well, he wants to play it. Gun. Osborne to Andrew Osborne, brother to brother. And Tom Rogers has the ball, and he's got some wheels. Gareth Davies on his shoulder. Kelleher, is he going to win a penalty? Yes, he does. Great work by the Leinster captain.
Okay, I've not seen. Hold on. I've got holding on. Have you got anything there? I can't hear anybody. I can't. Dom, I can't hear.
There's a comms
I've
problem.
lost my comms. Guys, I've lost my comms. It's time off. Dom, I've lost my comms.
Well, they can't hear each other, which
Guys,
is pretty crucial when calls come in.
I'm just going to get them sorted.
Scarlets wanted a knock on.
Early tackle. If anybody can advise otherwise.
Is that a knock on from Andrew Osborne? That's certainly a great turnover by Ronan Kelleher.
1, 2.
Yeah, you could say it's probably knock on, but sometimes you can see the ref, as soon as they make any yards in running, it's advantage over, isn't it?
Okay,
so
it was a knock on from blue. Did anybody see an early tackle on the blue player? Okay. Once you're simultaneous. So it'll be your scrum just now.
Well, that Kelleher turnover is going to be wiped off. It'll be a scrum for the Scarlets. They'll have a second chance to exit.
My comms are down, so if there's any communication, I missed it.
It was on that, though. It was on early tackle before.
So the team was just checking. The team was just having a look. I didn't see it.
You see Ronan trying to milk a penalty there for an early tackle, which he probably got something.
What's that? Yeah, it'll be their scrum for the knock-on.
That's another chance for Scarlets to get an exit. Same sort of scrum area. Well, they probably will go to Blair Murray again, and this time, watch this be about 20 yards in.
It's going to be their penalty. Early tackle. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. It's going to be your penalty.
Oh, it is a penalty. The comms now work. There was a little early tackle.
That's fine.
So after that drama, is that the early tackle? It's Blair Murray.
That's definitely a tackle early. He's grabbing hold of his knee before he's even got the ball.
There's a lot of blue in that far corner as well. the Leinster support.
Yeah, they always travel well. I was outside the stadium and there was a local rugby team from Dublin coming up. So yeah, there's a fair few supporting there, which is good. You know, we want those away fans, don't we, in these sort of games? And you know, in theory, Leinster are through. They're top of the league. A lot of times, you know, they don't. But fair play, the fans have come out and force today.
Yes, that time of season where rugby clubs can go on tour if your league fixtures are done. Why not come to sunny Wales and kick a three-pointer? That's what Ross Byrne has done. Scarlets faithful and happy. The Leinster travelling support very happy. Scarlets 10, Leinster 3. 17 and a bit minutes on the clock. Costelow long with the restart.
Outside.
Calhoun with the carry. It's gone outside the 22. And Leinster will look to keep this one alive. Byrne back in the pocket. Has he looked for the touchline there? Two passes. Was there another ruck?
The first one was outside, then the second one was inside.
There's the explanation.
The second one was fine.
Yeah, he's on the money. He's got that right. And a good opportunity, good position for Scarlets. You know, looking at what they're 1, 2, 5 man here. They got some good plays. I think they've run a lot of 11 plays. You know, they hit up and come back. So it'd be interesting to see, just trying to get Leinster to overflow.
Well, they try another little sneaky one down the front. Ryan Elias got to keep his toes inbound. Alex Craig, the man off to Glasgow next year. Yeah, Alex Soroka.
You can go for the ball. Yeah, you can. You can pick the ball up, not the 9.
Well, he didn't pick him up. He just obliterated him.
Surely he knows the rules. But yeah, you can see what he's a big, physical, rangy back row, isn't he? You know, Alex Soroka, he's keen to get in around every ruck at the moment. He's in and around it, isn't he? But discipline is just letting Leinster down a little bit, isn't it? Just giving Leinster, Scarlets, real opportunity. You know, this is probably the second time into the 22 now of penalty. The penalty count is rising a little bit higher than I'd say Leinster would like.
How many? 7. What's the play?
7 man. I doubt that the Scarlets will try a little sneaky one in the front. Fifita a target. And he's the target again. Macleod in tight on the ball. They look to set the drive. Ryan Elias looking for his first try of the season. Not often you say that about hookers, but he's been plagued with injury this season. Have to play it away from there. Elias, Gareth Davies losing a bit of their shape, the Scarlets again.
Onside.
Yeah, you can just see how quickly Leinster reorganised defensively. You know, they've already got a line longer than Scarlets. Scarlets, every player other than Tommy Rogers inside the post, you know, so got to start and build phases quickly in this area of the field. Just get speed of ball.
That is the key in any game of rugby, the speed of ball. Johnny Williams trying to spin out of a tackle. Alec Hepburn, great in the loose, chopped down. 3 Scarlets players still on the deck from the last ruck. And as Alex Cuthbert alongside me said, they rearranged so quickly to Leinster. Costelow spots a gap. Rogers on his shoulder. Me in there. Gareth Davies quickly to the base. Johnny Williams, that's flat to nobody. Joe Roberts collects and offloads. Alec Hepburn on the outside. Offloads to his fellow front rower, Henry Thomas. Sam Lousi with the carry. Costelow crossfield. Rogers, is it going to set up for him? Yes, it does. Second try for the Scarlets. Very well worked. Blair Murray in at first receiver. Costelow won over, and that kick waited perfectly for Tom Rogers to collect and go over for the Scarlets second.
Oh, it's a great try by the Scarlets there. Tommy Rogers, he was on the right wing a minute ago. He's worked his stops up all the way around. Scarlets just They had a few phases earlier, they had an opportunity, but they just ran out of numbers. I think Joe Roberts has cleaned up a really good bit of ball on the edge there. Alec Hepburn made some good yards with some good carries. Blair Merwe again at first receiver. See, that's so handy having a 15 that's just comfortable in that position. Gives Sam Costelow time, and it's a great kick. You know, he's had 1 or 2 gone long. That's absolutely spot on. Bounce to the ball. Tommy Rogers under the sticks. Well worked by Scarlets. Just great effort, especially around the breakdown with how hard Leinster were going.
Shot clock down to 5, 3, 2, 1. Pressure on, and he's pushed it. We saw kicking at the Arms Park last night. It almost cost Cardiff. You've got to take every point on offer you feel at this end of the season.
Yeah, that's 2 now, isn't it, from Sam? I think that's 5 points, but you know, it's still a long way to go, and hopefully, you know, that doesn't come back to bite them. But Scarlets have looked really good with ball in hand when they do get that momentum and a bit of speed of ball. Leinster worked so hard early on, you know, in phases just to try and slow them up. I thought they did really, really well, and the Scarlets just found that space. It's a great kick by Sam Costelow.
Byrne with the restart. Costelow underneath it. Steps inside Culhane. That's charged down. Oh, that's on a plate. On a plate for Jamie Osborne. Second try of the BKTURC. Spoke about exits. That's exactly how they go wrong.
Oh, such a shame. You know, Sam Costelow, he's done really well the first time, but it's got to be just a little bit quicker. It's a great kick. This kick down the middle here is so hard to deal with sometimes. That's gone a little bit long, and it's given opportunity, but can't see who's blocked it. But it's a great pick up by Frawley, and he's scored a straight back in it. They haven't done anything to get back in the game really, and it's just, I think it's a substitute, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Madigan with a charge down. Exactly what we spoke of. Just grab your second try, you're leading 15-3, bang.
It just makes you think where they're missing that kick, that conversion was just maybe in his mind a little bit, and his concentration there. It's like we said, fine margins. That's such an easy 7 points for Leinster.
Yeah, and it is a 7-pointer because Byrne successful with a conversion, and all of a sudden it's 15-10. The Scarlets lead Leinster. Well, that's the Leinster pressure. Jamie Osborne with a touchdown, and Dermot Madigan with a charge down on Sam Costelow's attempted clearance. Long restart. Connors with the carry.
Tackle. There we go. Okay, Leinster, use it.
Clinton Gunn. Clear this one himself, left-footed. Hikes it over his left shoulder. Blair Murray underneath it. Leinster will put pressure on this. Turnover is good. Leinster ball.
Alex Soroka on the turnover there. That was a great turn. It goes so hard at that breakdown.
Ellis me underneath this one. He can kick a ball. He can also counter well. Decides to kick. Frawley underneath it. It's a scrum advantage if they want it, Leinster. But they will play, as they always do. Kelleher.
Tackle now. Come down, say the advantage over from the knock.
Byrne. Oh, he drew the player on Macleod and finds Henry Thomas in his path.
Not now. Scarlets, leave it.
Gunn. Oh, there was a chance there. But forward from Andrew Osborne's hands. Again, Leinster keeping their width well, finding gaps on the outside.
Yeah, it's good pressure from the Scarlets on the inside. He got a little bit lucky. I think Byrne thought he was half through, didn't he? And then he ran into Henry Thomas with a big hit, and Scarlets able to slow the ball down. Just a bit of skill error, isn't it, from Leinster at the moment, just on the edges. A couple of little knock-ons, you know, there was a chance there down the wing, but they're trying to set up the bomb, aren't they, and try and be in control, and it's just both sides are putting a lot of pressure on the kicker, aren't they, both sides of the ball.
Well, Byrne has stayed down.
It was a pretty big hit by Henry Thomas, to be honest.
this does happen, you know, players stay down and you want to have a look at what happened to him, so they will have, they got some ice on his eye there.
Just saying that's quite a good pushing one there, just the stability after the set, just work on that.
Does put a little bit of pressure on the referee or the TMO to have a look at what happened.
The TMO sees everything now, don't they? So for me, a
Certainly
lot of them are rugby
upright.
collisions, aren't they?
Yeah, they are, you know, unavoidable, some of them. There's Henry Thomas been heavily involved.
Yeah, there'll be quite a few of these Scarlets boys, you know, probably having a little eye on the Japan tour as well. And I think, you know, there's a number of players who will be in it. But, you know, I think Johnny Williams will want to be looking
we don't have a
to try and get back into that squad. I think there's a number of players in there in the Scarlets. Taine Plumtree back in.
I get it. Okay, guys, good to go. Okay, there's the mark, lads.
Byrne, good to continue.
Yeah.
Off to Gloucester.
Just a good, consistent
Surprised by that
engagement.
move. Not many people leave Leinster.
No, and obviously he's taking one of my mates' spots, Gareth Hanscom, at Gloucester. So, no, I think game time with Sam Prendergast now, he's obviously, I guess, the future and the one they're looking to, and he probably doesn't want to play that second fiddle to attend like that. It's obviously be an incredibly tough decision, I would have thought, for him.
Bind!
Scarlet scrum.
Set! Keep it high! Keep the height!
27 minutes on the clock.
both
15-10
down.
lead. Both down. Play away. Costelow. Joe Roberts busting through tackles. Davies there quickly. Scragged. It's going to be another scrum if nothing comes of it to the Scarlets. Jamie Osborne
No advantage.
wins the ball at the contact. They've just gone forward in that tackle. Again, Leinster pressure.
Yeah, it's a great line by Joe Roberts, actually. He beat the first defender, made a good couple of yards, and Gareth Davies, he's got that speed of ball. He's tried to get out, but Leinster put so much pressure on him and just nudged his hand just before the pass. But it's good to see this man get some game time and playing well as well. I think, you know, he's a good option for Wales. It was left foot option and been out of the Wales reckoning for a little bit, hasn't he? And it'd be someone that would probably be trying to put a bit of a stamp down for before the end of the season and obviously summer tour.
Summer tour to Japan. Who will be in charge
Keep the height on that
of
side.
the Welsh team? That is another question.
Keep the height on far
We've
side.
not got enough time to discuss that in 80 minutes.
We haven't got enough time, no chance.
Crouch!
But we can discuss the scrum.
Bind!
Been unsteady. They've played away from the last couple of them that have gone to ground.
Keep it high!
A midfield scrum for the Scarlets. Gone to the deck again. Play away again. Johnny Williams brings Joe Roberts onto the ball. Quick ball they want, quick ball they get. Blair Murray, fast feet, trying to get on the outside of Jimmy O'Brien.
Just the pass checked, wasn't it? Just give Blair Murray that extra bit of space, and he didn't quite have enough space, but you can see his pace and see what they're trying to do, just trying to get on the outside that second last defender.
Sam Costelow out wide, or is that Murray? I think it's Murray out there again. And Leinster have turned this one over. Backwards. I think Soroka thought of a box kick then, changed his mind. Thank the Lord.
Okay, out!
Well,
Scarlets
Leinster have turned the Scarlets ball over.
Okay, use it.
Finton Gunn. Byrne. Osborne. Back inside, gap opens up. Roberts, good cover. Liam Turner brought to the deck. Oh, Plumtree intercept. Byrne, hand off. Plumtree's in. He's smiling, celebrating. Never liked to see it. But he does eventually put the ball down. He did all the hard work himself. Forget about the showboating. It's a third try for the Scarlets.
Oh, it's a great pick by Taine Plumtree, interception and then the handoff. I think both teams just want to give each other tries at the moment. You know, I think if Byrne had enough, I can't believe he's even tried to do that. It's unbelievable. And then he's just got fended in the face as well. Taine Plumtree runs away under the posts. That's a great reprieve for Scarlets there. Just in the eye line, isn't he? And just done enough to pick the ball out. It's a great finish. You've got to give credit to him there, haven't you?
Conversion is good from Sam Costelow, and Ronan Kelleher is right in the year of Mike Adamson.
Not sure what he's having to go to the ref for. I can't.
Well, you don't have a captain's challenge. You shouldn't really be talking to him when the conversion is going to be taken. But there might be some issues. I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, I think there's a bit of comms issues from TMO and obviously the videos they're seeing. But, you know, Scarlets, that's a great start. 22-10, 10 minutes to go in the first half. So, got to get this exit right, haven't they?
And Costelow gets one there. Blair Murray was lifted there, but it landed in the lap of Sam Costelow.
No, he's on. Leave it now, leave it, leave it. He's on the wrong side.
Alex Soroka had his hands on the ball.
Okay, use it.
But a Leinster player on the wrong side.
No, shush. We'll talk about it.
Lots of chat. Cian Healy that time. He has a bit of a giggle with Mike Adamson. Clarkson with a carry behind the gain line at the moment.
Stay back.
Gunn, Byrne, fast hands, Jimmy O'Brien offloading from the deck. Osborne. It's Leinster now breaking through. Byrne elects to kick. Gareth Davies in the backfield. Yeah, dots that one down.
Goal line.
They'll go again from the goal line restart. Oh, what is Gareth Davies doing? Look at that. Well, that's a wily old fox. Keeps it alive as well. Winning meters. Byrne.
Run, out the 10.
Not too much distance on that one. Sam Lousi straight through his basket.
He's behind the man.
Blair Murray avoids contact nicely. Oh, what play from Gareth Davies. I'm sure we'll see that again.
That's short on the left there.
Williams wide to Ellis. Me. He just carries straight into Andrew Osborne. Roberts there. No counter as yet. Quick out the blocks to Leinster. Johnny Williams to Sam Lousi. Throws that one. Has that gone forward? Yes, it has. Trying to force the issue a little bit, Sam Lousi. Scarlets faithful behind us, not happy.
Yeah, he's just trying to offload off the deck there, isn't he? And I think Scar Davies, he hadn't quite seen it coming, but it's a great bit of play by Scarlets down the left here.
The come back
and Ellis me had a bit of space on the F. Great.
Yeah, I'll you to release
great,
it. Then once it's released,
from the restart for Gareth Davies, just to get that early exit, isn't it? And
yeah, it was just because it was trapped.
Put Leinster back under pressure. You know, both sides look blowing a little bit, aren't they? You know, I know the weather's a bit hotter, but it's you look at the table here, and you got the Scarlets 7th going up this. You know, they've got a chance, haven't they?
Well, they have 3 tries on the board. I said they have to win. Realistically, potentially, they still have the chance to win twice in South Africa. But it's very rare that Welsh regions travel to South Africa, come back with 10 points.
Yeah, very rare. I think Ospreys have had one win out in the Lions, but to back it up, you know, one after each other, it's awfully tough. You know, Leinster went out there, lost to the Bulls, and ended up winning a great win against the Sharks. So even them, you know, it's tough. So yeah, really tough ask. But you know, going on today's performance, you know, they're going well against a strong Leinster side. You know, even though Leinster, discipline-wise, probably not been their best, but you're sort of waiting for Leinster to really kick into gear, aren't you?
100% agree with Alex Cuthbert there. And you know it will happen. The question is, when?
Set! Height!
Steady scrum this time.
Okay, that's fine.
Gunn playing it away. Byrne around the back door. Gunn, oh, lovely offload. Turner busting through, backs himself. Me, great cover tackle. 4 meters out. The Scarlets try and slow the ball down. Jamie Osborne with a carry. This is where Leinster are so efficient. Frawley
7
in the far corner, right in front of the Leinster faithful. Picking and going is at Healy, a metre short. Try does come. We did just said, when will it happen? It took them 30 seconds. Dermot Managan over for a Leinster try, their second back in the match.
Okay.
No chance of Leinster going anywhere.
Okay, that's fine. Okay.
That's a great try by Leinster, you know. Madigan, he's come out, this is a great little play. Vincent Gunn, he just gets out, goes in between the two defenders. I think Joe Robertson, I think it was Tommy Rogers, just gets his hands free, doesn't he? Pops it off to Turner, and I thought he butchered it, you know. He could have just stayed square and put Frawley under the post in the inside, but he's gone for it, and this is what Leinster's so good at. They're patient. The great work at the breakdown here, and they just stay patient in this area of field. And Madigan, since he's come on, he's really carried well, isn't he? And I think he's just rewarded really in Leinster's play off the scrum. Great move.
Every time the Scarlets have managed to get a little cushion, the Leinster juggernaut comes roaring back. No conversion. Into the last 5 minutes of the first half, Scarlets 22, Leinster 15. There's the man. He's been on the park for about 20 minutes now, and he has made an impact. His 13th appearance for Leinster. Well, we said no excuses. Glorious sunshine at Parc y Scarlets, and the two teams are showing their intent. 5 tries so far in this BKT URC clash. Hugging the touchline again is Sam Costelow. Solid chase from Tom Rogers. And it's Leinster's turn to work the exit.
Okay, Leinster, use it. Lads, get up, let him go.
Left-footed. Sam Lousi put some pressure on. And enough pressure to make this a tasty line-out for the Scarlets just outside the Leinster 22.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity, isn't it? 4 minutes to go this half. Scarlets, can they finish on a high? You know, it's a great game so far, and both teams are throwing everything. Both teams want to play, don't they? You know, there's not too much kicking really. I thought there might have been way more from both sides, but they're just having a go, and great little last opportunity here for Scarlets.
First job is done. Plumtree at the back. Macleod with the carry. Henry Thomas in at the base of this one. Ryan Elias smashed in the contact. Will Connors. Davies. Johnny Williams a little bit on his own. Support does get there.
Leave him, no, leave him. Don't make a meal of that.
Costelow. Fifita. Unceremoniously dumped by Jamie Osborne, and it's a turnover. And he does kick this time. Alec Soroka.
Accidental. Yeah, but the guy accidentally touched in front.
I was going to say that was another unbelievable turnover by Alex Soroka. He's everywhere, isn't he? Breakdown. He's a hell of an athlete. He's all over the shot on the breakdown. He's another steal here, and I think great hit by Osborne there on Fifita, isn't it? Gets him on his back, which is straight. You see a player on your back as a back row, that's happy days for them, you know, straight over the top of it.
Hold the weight on the vine, lads. Yeah, hold the weight.
And he's tried to kick, and he has kicked in.
It was a good kick, I'll give him that.
The last scrum was good.
He thought about it once, did it that time, but it was just a little accidental offside. It'll be a Scarlet scrum. And again, a good attacking opportunity. And there's a man we've spoken a lot of, Alec Soroka. Saw him play for Leinster against Cardiff at the Aviva. Impressed me then.
Yeah, he's an impressive athlete. You can see he's an absolute athlete, isn't he? He's got his range, he's obviously line-out options as well, physical, good at breakdown.
Engagement.
He's an exciting young player, isn't he?
Engagement's not good.
Yeah. His brother made his Leinster debut in that game as well. Ivan.
Yeah. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah.
Mike Adamson.
You getting that step?
Wants his scrum set quite quickly, but it is dependent on the front rows putting a bit of a shape on.
Good engagement.
Into the final minute of this first half at Parc y Scarlets. 7-point game. Scarlets lead 22-15.
Set.
Good attacking platform. Solid scrum. Gareth Davies plays away. Costelow, lots of options. Joe Roberts does well after the initial contact. Davies, fast hands to Tom Rogers. On the outside, he does go. Does he stay inbound? Yes, he does. Just kept his toes in. Sam Lousi into Ryan Baird.
Stay back. Thanks.
Scarlets ball out the back door. Once Roberts on the outside. Now he breaks one tackle, throws a dummy. Lost his own footing there. Kelleher! Great turnover by the Leinster captain.
That is time. That's time.
That's a great turnover. As soon as he's over it, you can see he's got that straight away, and it's already kicked it straight out.
Leinster don't want to play anymore. They want to rest. Contemplate what has happened in the first half at Parc y Scarlets. The Scarlets have had a buffer twice, led 15-3, led 22-10, but Leinster have found a way back into this clash. They will never go away. At half-time, it's the Scarlets 22, Leinster 15. Entertaining first half. I've got Alex Cuthbert alongside me. Alex, more of the same, really. We want to see 5 tries. Give us another 5 in the second half.
Yeah, it'd be good, wouldn't it? You know, I think Leinster started a little bit slower than their usual standards. They're going to really pick it up this half. I think they'll be a bit more clinical, but Scarlets, when they get the opportunity, they've got to take their points in the 22. You know, they're limited, but
don't hold them.
When they have, they've scored.
Let them out. Take your foot away. Let them out.
You can see Ryan Baird on the touchline here. He's trying to get on.
Stay on side.
You can also see Scott Penny wearing 20 on as well.
Advantage.
Just trying to count how many players Leinster have on the paddock at the moment.
Maybe it's a HIA, was it? I think he went off for a HIA, so...
There's a lot going on that ruck.
Just counting down the minutes to get on, I think.
Legs.
Yeah. Scott Penny is on there, he is wearing 20.
Who can't hear? You can't hear.
A wealth
Dom, far side AR can't hear.
of options in the back row.
There's the mark, lads. Yep.
They won't want to lose him because they've already lost their other second row in Brian Deeney, so they will be a bit light then, won't they, in the second row? So hopefully
he hold the weight on the
back on.
Good engagement. Crouch. Bind. Set.
First scrum of the second half then. Solid as Leinster try and put a squeeze on the Scarlets 8. Johnny Williams out the back door. There goes Blair Murray hitting a gap. Inside him is Joe Roberts. What a start to the second half for the Scarlets. First phase attack. Clinical. That's a 4th try, a bonus point try.
Yeah, what a try, Joe Roberts. You know, all from that set piece. Scrum solid, great ball by Johnny Williams. What a line by Blair Murray there, just on the outside of Osborne, and does him for pace. This is what they've been trying to do all game. There we go. He's got so much pace, Blair Murray. Great little into out. Joe Roberts in support. That's a great start for the Scarlets. Couldn't have asked for a better start than that.
Yep.
Yeah, what's on the clock? Yep. Barely 2 minutes by the time we went over. Blair Murray, the creator. Joe Roberts, the finisher. Costelow adds the extras. All of a sudden, it's the Scarlets 29, Leinster 15.
Okay, thank you.
They've tried a couple of times off set piece, especially off these scrum moves. They go short and then they try and get Blair Murray on an outboard just to use it. He's got so much gas. And then low centre of gravity, his footwork as well, and that time has literally come off.
Well, Ryan Baird is back on.
Falling.
Penny.
Turnover's good.
His 2-minute appearance is over, and here come Leinster again. It's carbon copies of what happened in the first half. Scarlets failed to exit. Can Leinster take advantage once again? Byrne. Ryan Baird upright into contact. Gun. Byrne.
Leinster just look a little bit lateral, don't they? They're just trying to get to an edge, aren't they? But Scarlets is slowing the ball down enough just to put pressure on them and get this line speed. You know? first few men are doing really well on that breakdown for the Scarlets.
Still Leinster ball. Oh, Cian Healy into contact. Wide. Get it right wide to Manigan, the danger man. Let's have a listen.
Not again. Yeah, have a word with him, not again.
Not again is the message. Not again for what? Was it that man, Taine Plumtree?
Yeah, I think it's another late hit off the ball. Taine, you know, you got to like his physicality, but sometimes, you know, you got to. Leinster weren't really going anywhere. There's a good defence set from. He's lucky to not get anything more than that, to be honest, you know. But you know, this is their field where you just cannot let Leinster get into, and it was a great defence set from Scarlets, but this is what Leinster live off. There's ill discipline, the penalty count. They strangle you slowly throughout the game.
Taine Plumtree lucky not to get a potential yellow for that. But it's a Leinster chance, a Leinster line out.
Timing's good.
Throw to the back, here comes the drive. Shifting the point of contact. Scarlets try and pull it down. They do pull it down.
You lost control, sacking the ball at the back.
Alec Hepburn brought that one down. Byrne doesn't want to waste any seconds before popping this one into the corner.
Scarlets on the 5. Yeah.
Will Connor's getting some treatment at the moment.
Just got time off. You okay?
Yeah, they just haven't been quite as clean, have they, in the set piece, especially with the line out there from Leinster. You know, it's a good little roll on, really, isn't it? And a bit of another infringement. But this is what they do. They strangle you, penalty, then it follows another penalty, and that's how they get back into the game.
Make sure
they turn the Scarlets over again. It's that exit for the Scarlets. They've struggled a bit with that, haven't they? You know, you go right back to, what was it? The Scarlets scored two and a bit minutes on the clock. They lead 29-15, 29-15, and then they turn the ball over again.
Yeah, Leinster, what they do is they kick really high in the middle of the field, and they get one chaser really hard. So if you're Scarlets, then obviously you've got Costelow, who's the main ball carrier in the back, and you've got the front lifter, which is they're using Blair Merwe as a lifter, but he just needs a little out because the Leinster player's flying, putting pressure. He stepped him again. He just needs another guy to pass to get a clean exit.
Scarlets go for that one. It's always a risk. That's gone forward. Sack on the lifter. And a double whistle, usually.
Line out more discipline improves. Sack the ball carrier, nobody else. Ball carrier only, nobody else.
Double whistle usually means yellow card. But that's a warning. Guessing that's a final warning.
You can just go straight to line out if you want. Use that line out. Yeah, line out called.
Yep, it was a penalty in the line out, so you don't have to kick to touch. You can just call for another line out.
Wait till
Scarlets went up and contested that one. Got to be brave to do that. Will they go up again? Yeah, they do. Leinster working it back. Captain Ronan Kelleher feeding the ball back.
Okay, he's through the middle.
Not really going forward, so they decide to play. Osborne, Andrew Osborne. There's Soroka again. Everywhere in the first half. As was that man, Manigan, since he appeared from the bench wearing 19. Culhane with the carry. You feel these are big moments in the game for the Scarlets. Macleod almost had his hands on the ball. Soroka, half a metre short.
Ball's available.
Ball is there. Clarkson waits. Offloads. Try Leinster.
No, I don't think it was.
It's James Culhane. Second try of this BKT URC. Composure when it's needed. And Leinster are brilliant exponents of that. Never go away, do they?
No, their patience is unbelievable there. Just playing around the corner, physicality, double. You know, they got these latches, they're so hard to stop. Especially after a maul, that was pretty good as well. And they're just so patient in this area out the field, aren't they? They just know exactly where to target. You know, they've just a little tip pass there, which has just gone away from knowing that the Scarlets are going low. and Leinster have gone over the top there, and Colhane scored. But we spoke about it earlier, it's the discipline, isn't it? You know, Taine Plumtree, late hit, just gives Leinster that into the 22. And we spoke about it before the game. When Leinster get into the 22, their points, you know, their percentage of points in that area of the field is so high.
Flags are up. Conversion successful for Osborne. Back to a 7-point game. Scarlets 29, Leinster 22. Well, he wanted more tries. We've got 2 of them already in the first 10 minutes of this second half. And Will Connors took a knock to his forearm, so he's replaced by Scott Penny. And that's Sam Costelow leaving as well. Potential HIA for him. Ioan Lloyd on. Ioan Lloyd moving to Cardiff, to the capital region next season. Baird into Alex Craig. Well, we just spoke about discipline, and that's an easy exit now for Leinster.
Yeah, the Scarlets at the moment are just compounding error after error. You know, that's probably 4 penalties in a row, isn't it? You know, and it's just such an easy reprieve. You know, easy into the 22, then the exit. It's just an easy exit opportunity. And if you keep giving Leinster these opportunities, you know, you don't want to be defending for long periods of time against Leinster, because when they keep it for phases.
Play on, says the referee. Sam Lousi got a hand to an arm. Plumtree, a little bit isolated, does well after contact to get into the yard. Sam Lousi, they might look at the contact area there. Nothing much he could do to clear the gun out, but the Scarlets have lost the ball. It's that man Mannigan again.
Yeah, it was a great rip, wasn't it? You know, another knock-on, turnover ball.
Gunn elects to kick.
Okay, retreat.
Rogers took it over his shoulder, then kicks. It is a penalty
11
against Jimmy O'Brien, late tackle. Mike Adamson said he didn't see it. Not communication from both ARs and TMO. I'm not sure we'll see it again.
I just asked you before the game, don't come to make penalties. Okay?
He's being consistent. I guess Taine Plumtree had the same one earlier on, but when he's in the air, I'm not sure what he's supposed to do, trying to block it, but...
Levitate. Change your direction in the air. Sam Lousi getting some treatment on his shoulder. Tom Rogers, I'm sure he's fine. Lots of changes going to happen for Leinster. Going to see a complete new front row coming on. Gus McCarthy, Jack Boyle, Rabah Slimani. And Charlie Tector is on for Andrew Osborne as well. Cian Healy, potentially his final appearance on Welsh soil in a pair of rugby boots. There he is. What a servant of Irish rugby.
Oh, he's a Leinster legend, isn't he? You know, I remember playing with him 12 years ago for the Lions, and he's still going strong now. It's unbelievable, really. But you know, it's a serious change. You know, Slamy getting some experience on. I like Jack Boyle, obviously getting his Lions cap, for his Irish cap, sorry, in the Six Nations.
No, step back, 17. Thank you.
Freshening things up, putting more pressure on the Scarlets. Johnny Williams, head down. Only one way he was going then. Ioan Lloyd, another kind of will-o'-the-wisp player, as Blair Murray is. Scarlets on the back foot at the moment. Henry Thomas to Sam Lousi. Soroka, oh, thought he had a left hand on that one. Lloyd to Plumtree. Oh, Gareth Davies doing a Ross Byrne, but he got away with that one. Yeah, I know what I was doing, no problem.
Yeah, you just got great defence by Leinster there. They pushed them back 20, 30 yards. I think that's where, you know, Ioan Lloyd or Gareth Davies, they've got to take control there and maybe put a kick in behind or try and put pressure back on Leinster, because they were just getting stronger and stronger in defence. I think if you don't really get that game now in the first couple of phases of Leinster, they just seem to have full control in defence.
There's always a lot of blue shirts on their feet as it stands now in the BKT URC. Scarlets 7th The bonus point victory, if he was to stay like this, of course. The Stormers are up as well, into 6th.
Just at line-out time, just don't creep on.
So condensed, with 2 rounds of league matches left. Unbelievable, but exactly what you want in any competition.
Yeah, I think it's certainly going to come down to that last week, isn't it? I think that with and Aaron, we spoke about beforehand whether it's 46 points is enough for Cardiff or whoever to get a sneak in at 8th, 47. You know, obviously we all know the Welsh regions are going out to South Africa, which is always tough. So it's probably all going to be about losing bonus points or try scoring. But hopefully, you know, they get some results. But you know, if you're going on past results, you know, they're obviously looking at try bonuses is probably what they're going for. But Scarlets have put themselves in a good position with the result at the moment.
Yeah, 52.5 minutes on the clock. Still a 7-point game. They lead 29-22 at home against Leinster. They've only lost once this season.
I think Scarlet, they've just got to try and get Blair Merwe in the game a little bit more, don't they? Give him that half a yard, because every time he's had it, he's done something.
Pick blind. Lloyd, he does elect to kick into space. How does it bounce?
Carried.
Kindly for Frawley.
Retreat, Leinster, retreat, retreat!
Knew he carried it over, and he's kicked that up to halfway. Good clearance. But here is Blair Merwe. Johnny Williams doesn't like to pass, and he doesn't that time. Oh, almost a turnover from Scott Penny. I thought he did enough. Good hands from Sam Lousi. Every breakdown is a huge contest. Oh, Gus McCarthy pleads innocence.
Like we spoke about the Scarlets, that's another silly penalty, isn't it, for Leinster? And
I'll chat.
I'd say it's an easy 3 for the Scarlets and Ioan Lloyd.
Josh.
Well, they have a bonus point in the bag with the 4 tries, so yep, points is the decision that the Scarlets take. Different kicker this time, though.
I'll look.
Sam Costelow having a HIA assessment, so it's Ioan Lloyd. Okay. Top point scorer in the URC.
Don't put him under you.
Oh, great skills, football skills, Gus McCarthy. No way, referee. Gotta be kidding me.
Just make sure that you keep your elbow up.
He's played a bit of Gaelic football over there in Dublin. But going back to that scrum, it was a great starter play, because if the kick was just a little bit shorter, it would have been a real foot race between Frawley and I think Blair Merwe was not on the left wing, or Joe Roberts, I think. So there's good little starter plays off scrum the Scarlets are going for.
He's looking at it. Must have been admiring it, because he was straight down the middle. Scarlets extend their lead. Scarlets 32, Leinster 22. It's a 10-point game, 20 on the clock, and Leinster will not feel any pressure. 2 changes in the front row now for the Scarlets. Marnus van der Merwe is on for Ryan Elias. Henry Thomas leaves, and that means that Sam Wainwright is on. Can the Scarlets organise an exit?
Yeah, you see that exit play there. They put Ellis in the middle there to take that high ball, hopefully get a good breakdown, and then Gareth Davies can get a real good kick from or a penalty like that. But they have learnt, you know, they've changed their outcome. So they had Sam Costelow there, they would have had Ioan Lloyd, but they put Ellis there. He was a little bit stronger up in the air and then stronger at the breakdown, and it's worked.
Sun is setting in the west. The floodlights are on at Parc y Scarlets. And the lights are still on their hopes in the race to the 8th in the BKT URC. A lot is dependent on the next 20 and a bit minutes.
Yeah, I think this is massive. This is a massive 20 minutes for Ioan Lloyd at 10 here. I think just controlling things, making sure they're playing in the right areas. I wouldn't be surprised if they probably kick a little bit more. I think really put Leinster under a bit more pressure, you know, more than a try ahead here.
Simple line out for Fifita at the front. Lloyd, Johnny Williams to Plumtree. Not held in that tackle. Could go again. Lousi. Gareth Davies straight down the middle of the park. Will that hobble on? Yes, it does. Ciarán Frawley back there in the shadow of his own sticks.
Retreat!
Looks for the touchline, doesn't find it. Vaea Fifita underneath this one. just about gets into the 22. Scarlets on the front foot. Sam Wainwright driven back in the tackle, but spins out of it. Does well. Turnover is good. I think it was Jack Boyle there. Scarlets wanted a penalty. They weren't going to get it that time.
Yeah, that's a great turnover. He stayed strong there. He hasn't really taken the 9 out. He's gone for the ball. It's a great turnover. But it was a great kick by Gareth Davies. You know, a 40-yard gain, putting Leinster under pressure. But it's a perfect turnover by Jack Boyle.
Onside.
Finton gun. Left-footed, not too much distance on it. Plumtree brave in the air.
Yeah, the Leinster 9, he's just kicked it a little bit short, isn't he? But he got away with it.
Number 4 around the net.
Alex Craig penalised.
Number 4 clear out round the net.
Just a little kind of neck roll. You feel the Scarlets are 10 points ahead, but the momentum, and there's a kind of shift in the game. You can just feel it.
Yeah, you just know from past watching Leinster, they're so in control, and they don't panic. They just process after process, and if it doesn't go right first time, they keep going, and they're just consistent with it, aren't they? And it's that man Alex Soroka again over the ball. You know, when that kick's short like that, it's hard to get a clear up. It's from standing still.
Leinster have lost the line out. Something they've done a few times this season. 35 before this clash. And the Scarlets now have a chance to clear.
Okay, use it now.
Deep in Scarlets territory. Gareth Davies keeps it alive. Turner. Oh, good pressure from Lloyd on the Frawley. No panic again from Leinster. Scarlets are creeping up. Almost offside there. Next score in this clash is crucial, Alex, you feel?
Yeah, 100%. I think Scarlets have just got to be really disciplined here. I think put a bit more pressure on the young 9, you know. Finton Gunn, his kicks are a little bit too long or a bit too short, so I think he's someone they'll probably target, I think, especially in this area of the field.
Gareth Davies. Lloyd, Roberts. Oh. Out. He offloads out the contact, as does Johnny Williams. Rogers wants to get on the outside. Almost does. There's a few bodies everywhere. No, Gareth Davies. He'll have to get up. He wants to play the ball. He does now. Finds Johnny Williams. There are some spaces out wide. Joe Roberts elects to kick. Plumtree after it. Does it stay alive? Yes, it does. Oh! It's Ross Byrne back there. There's still bodies all over the place. Players limping. And it's a Scarlets penalty. Oh, breathtaking 2 minutes of play in this BKT-URC clash.
Wow, I was going to say it was a great kick by Joe Roberts. I thought he was going to go out, but Taine Plumtree somehow kept the ball in. And Ross Byrne has just come from nowhere to save Leinster there, but it's a great turnover for Scarlets, and this is a real opportunity. Do you take the 3 or do you just go for the corner? And still, you know, still 20 minutes to go. Tough decision, this.
Oh, that's the kick. Great left-footed, yes, just keeps it in. And where did Ross Byrne come from? Great cover. 3 Scarlets against him. And the penalty was inevitable, almost pressure.
If he's standing in touch and kicks it and the ball's not there, it's still in play. Okay.
Yeah, he's had some big moments, Taine, isn't he? I know we spoke about, obviously, the penalty gave away and obviously Leinster winning score, but some of the attack and play and the big moments for Scarlets, he's in and around it, isn't he? He's had a real good game.
A lot of noise all of a sudden at Parc Scarlets. Not quite as noisy as Cardiff Arms Park last night. Over 11,000 watched Cardiff beat Munster. You were there, Alex. What kind of a difference can a big crowd, a noisy home crowd make?
Oh, it's massive, because even when you're going out there and warming up, I think they're going for the quick tap. When you see what the big crowd in the warm-up, it makes a massive difference.
Van der Merwe, oh, he's gone too far. This is going to be a Leinster turnover. It should be anyway, and yes, it is. When you make the decision to tap and go, doesn't he have to have someone on his shoulder?
Yeah, but then when you're in this situation where 20 minutes to go, you've got an opportunity for 3 points, I thought just keep the scoreboard ticking, or at least go for the corner, you know, and then you're able to play off it. But Baird over the ball, you know, you're not going to stop them there. They've been really strong all afternoon, Leinster, at the breakdown, haven't they? They've had a number of turnovers.
Time is off. We can revisit that conversation about the home support. Cardiff Arms Park was bouncing last night.
Yeah, it was an unbelievable atmosphere, really. I think the first 20-30 minutes seemed a bit subdued, and then once Cardiff got into it, it was electric. And obviously at the end of the game, I thought it was pretty poignant that they were playing zombie straight after the result. So, but no, it was a must-win for Cardiff, and you know, they've kept their lives, a chance of their life for the top 8, which would be, I think, if you look back at the start of the season, would be an unbelievable achievement to get any Welsh team in that top 8. Really, you know, the budgets and what's going on with Welsh rugby, the demise, I guess, of the national team. It'd be a real boost for Welsh rugby if we can get someone in that top 8.
Time on.
As the Leinster coaching team looking on, what will their messages be?
I wonder if Robin McBride applied for the Wales job.
Might have been on that long list. Lovely little play by Fintan Gunn there, just delayed it, opened the gap. Is it a maul? No. It's on the deck.
Okay, Leinster use it, start onside.
You'll have to turn because he is left-footed. No Sam Lousi to put pressure on him, he's at the bottom of the ruck. Plumtree.
Nobody touched it.
Fair contest. Oh, Jack Boyle, like a salmon. Plucked that one out of the air, and here come Leinster and Jamie Osborne. Frawley.
Not out, second goal. Thank you.
Again, getting the ball wide. Jimmy O'Brien, McCarthy. It's that man. Oh, Madigan again. Potentially the first mistake he's done since he's come on.
Yeah, that was a great line, wasn't it? You know, it's a great ball to
there you go.
To Jimmy O'Brien on the wing there. I think Tommy Rogers just got caught man watching a little bit. Got done on the outside. Oh, he's nearly tried the offload there, isn't he? Just to the substitute. McCarthy would have been pretty much in the corner. Van der Merwe, it's a great tackle back, isn't it?
Guys, we're good to go. Time off.
But you could just see, once they get the phases going, Leinster, they really do cause you problems, don't they? Whether it's down the short side or blind. Ross Byrne is just pulling the strings, isn't he?
What's the numbers for this one?
Time is off again. Sam Wainwright getting some treatment.
Four-man.
Be a four-man line.
Yeah, this is a big point in the game here. An exit, they can get a good exit here. Doesn't give Leinster any opportunity. You know, a penalty will be an absolute killer here in this, especially this time into the game.
Keep it simple. Van der Merwe, Lousi hitting a hole. Ooh. Madigan almost had a rip on that one.
Okay, use it, Scarlets.
Gareth Davies is going to kick this one himself. Under a bit of pressure. Good height. Rogers took it over his shoulder.
It's a great take, Tommy Rogers, but it's an even better clear out because I think you had Baird over the ball and they've been really strong on off those kicks of breakdown. They've stolen a lot of ball off that.
Gareth Davies kicks again. No Tom Rogers. He's stretching his calves. I always take a deep breath when I see Vaea Fifita on the chase. You don't know what is about to happen next. Slimani out the back door. Byrne looking for spaces. Osborne. Tector. Has it gone forward twice? Yes, I think it has. Scarlets won't be too disappointed there. The clock is ticking still. Time is running away from Leinster. Still a 10-point game.
Yeah, we've spoken about it all again. I think Leinster have just been skill errors, too many. We see there 12-3. You know, that's not a usual Leinster side. You know, when you add in the penalties as well, and they're, you know, looking at 20. That when you're over 20 with penalties and handling errors and things like that, you're really going to do well to win games. It just gives such a reprieve to the other opposition, and they've just not been quite on it, Leinster, have they? Skill set, just in the wrong areas. They've just spilt ball, whether it's in a line out in the 22 or just that simple pass like that. You know, that's not Leinster that we're known to see.
Couple of changes for both. I said Tom Rogers is stretching his calves. His day is done. Max Page on wearing 23 for the Scarlets, and Cormac Foley is on wearing 21. Finton Gunn's afternoon is over.
This guy, Max Page, has got something about him. He's electric. I think he's another
one.
one.
Let's go back to the space on the crouch.
If we can give him some space, you know, he scored some absolute wonder tries this year. The Scarlets have got a plethora of backline players that can light up the field, and he is certainly one of them that's done it this year.
Space on crouch.
Almost into the last 15 minutes of this clash in the United Rugby Championship. 10-point game still. Started with a bang this second half. With a Joe Roberts try. Back came Leinster with a James Culhane score. But you can feel it's turning more into a sort of an arm wrestle of a clash now. It's a free kick. Scrum not an option. And if you do tap and go, you don't want to get too far away from your support.
Yeah, it's about managing the game now, isn't it, for Scarlets? So I think, you know, just keeping the ball down here, pressure on Leinster, they're the ones chasing it.
Well, it's usually that Sam Lousi gets the ball, but Alex Craig had it that time. Plumtree looking through the middle. They're getting a little bit isolated.
Play on.
And that's play on. A stray Scarlet boot kicking it forward.
Wait to be played on.
And Ross Byrne clears for Leinster. Ioan Lloyd underneath it. No real need for any fancy stuff, so he runs directly into someone.
Yep.
Gareth Davies straight down the middle. Not the first time we've seen that option.
That's a great option as well.
Vaea Fifita after it. Does it stay alive? Yes, it does.
Yeah, that's a great kick by Gareth Davies. You know what I mean? We spoke about earlier that the 9-10's controlling it. I think he kicks really well, Gareth, today. That's twice that kick's come in. It's the only area of the field you cannot cover is straight down the middle.
Thought for a second it would be a drop goal attempt, but it's an up and under. Gareth Davies on the chase. Frawley comes across. Time just too much on that one, and he doesn't waste any time at all. A spiral from inside. Blair Murray back underneath it. Takes that one well over his shoulder. Murray, good up and under. Byrne against Murray. Was that just a good contest? No ruck, no offside line, play on.
That's a great kick by Blair Murray, great challenge. That's where you want to kick it, back on Ross Byrne. He's not the strongest in the air.
Scarlets!
Mike Adamson, I think everybody heard that. Scarlets, no. Van der Merwe listened.
Okay, no, you've pulled him onto the wrong side. Yeah, I agree. Pulled him onto the wrong side. Let the ball come.
Cormac Foley at the base.
No, it's not beyond the last man.
Under a bit of pressure from Sam Lousi. Lloyd coming forward. Spins. Davies. Van der Merwe. Again, straight down the middle. Frawley's read this one. It sits up, bounces. The bounce of the egg can go anyway, and he's under some pressure. Does well, extremely well to stay on his feet. Blair Murray taking a knock.
Onside.
They get the ball right wide to Liam Turner. And they're missing a fullback at the moment. The Scarlets looks in some discomfort. Does Blair Murray.
Lads, it looks like somebody's got a head injury here, so just want to stop in case it gets too close.
Well, looks a serious little knock for him in some discomfort.
Yeah, he's actually chased really well and put quite a big hit on Frawley, but Frawley's a big man. He's pretty strong. He took that well, and you know, there's 3 Scarlets players down there, but and I think it may be just a HIA or a bit of a stinger. Hopefully, nothing too serious. But going back to this kick bar, they've just got to stay patient. And Gareth Davies, those kicks down the middle are absolutely key. As long as you got your chase and you flood obviously in that area of the field and put the pressure on the kick, they're managing this area of the field really well.
Alex Craig playing at home in Scarlet for the last time. Not the first player to come down to the west of Wales and have a little resurgence in their career. Byrne, John Barclay, potentially another 2 of them, and Alex Craig got back into Scottish colours, and he's going north of the border back to Glasgow.
Yeah, I think it's It's a great move for him. Obviously, it's going to only enhance his international honours, isn't it, up in Scotland? And he's had a good game today. He's physical, good in the line out. It's a big game now for Jack Price coming off the bench. So, but Scarlets are doing everything right, you know, just putting the pressure back on and not playing too much, staying patient in the battle. It seems really boring, kick back and forth, but they're slowly winning that kick battle.
I just wasn't sure if you touched the ground then back onto the ball.
There's Blair Murray getting some treatment. Just caught a hip potentially, did he? Oh no, he caught an elbow right in that sort of trap area, neck, shoulder.
Yeah, he's a brave fella for a small guy. He's not a guy you want to be missing too much from the field. He beats defenders for fun. You know, when he gets ball in space, we already saw, didn't we, off the scrum to set up Joe Roberts. He's absolute electric, and one of Wales' probably better players over the Six Nations.
Taking the time over him here. It's a big decision because they've already used the two kind of outfield backs in Ioan, Lloyd and Max Page. But for a HIA,
yeah, they'll probably move Owen Lloyd. Could move Ioan Lloyd back to full-back. Maybe Joe Roberts 10, but
he's back on his feet.
All right. Not
a HIA. It's that shoulder area that took the hit, took the elbow. Ciarán Frawley. It's going to be Leinster ball. You want to kick it straight to Blair Murray, don't you, Alex? Test him straight away.
Yeah, we'll find out pretty quickly if they do, but they're going to play, I think, Leinster. You know, they're 10 points down, 12 minutes. They've just got to get field position. They haven't got any territory this second half. You know, they've had one opportunity and scored. A couple of others, just errors, isn't it? It's really hurting them.
That's gone to the deck. Mike Adamson is going to reset this one.
You've got to give credit to the Scarlets scrum as well. They've really held up, haven't they? I know, you know, there's still time to go, but
let's get a good engagement.
This is where Leinster usually get on top of teams with that bench. You know, Slimani, something with Jack Boyle. Real experience, isn't it, in that front five?
I guess McCarthy in the middle as well. 21-year-old hooker breaking into the Ireland ranks.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
Big scrum this. They'll try and put some pressure on Scarlets. Withheld the pressure for a second, but then they wheel, fly around and collapse. And that's exactly the outcome that Leinster wanted, and exactly the outcome that the Scarlets did not want.
No, I literally said it, didn't I? I thought the scrum was pretty solid, but this is what they do. They just turn the screw slowly, and this is what the last 20 minutes, I think they scored near enough most points in the league in that area of the field. So it seems to be their sort of like go-to, isn't it? You know, bring the bench on, especially front row, and really just turn the tide. And 10 points down, it's needed.
Now the Scarlets have pinched another line out. Plumtree. They could have given it sooner. Oh. They've played themselves into all sorts of trouble there, the Scarlets. Pinched the line out. That ball should have gone 50 metres down the field. Instead, they dilly and dallied with it, and they've given Leinster the platform just on their 22.
Oh, that's a great steal. I'm not sure what Taine Plumtree, I think is he kicking it? Doesn't know the pass to. Gives Leinster time to come up and put pressure. And Johnny Williams in two minds again. That has to just get down the field. This is what we talk about. We talk about discipline, but it's discipline in terms of where you're playing, and especially that area of the field. You know, just give Leinster another opportunity, doesn't it, just to get back into the game. 10 minutes to go.
Game management, a key word.
Bind.
Boot to ball.
Set.
And sometimes the better option. Leinster. They wanted a penalty. I think the Scarlets thought they had one there, but the call comes in from the assistant referee.
I'd be surprised if they go for three. No, they're going corner.
Yeah, it's a two-score game. Into the corner they go, and you can feel the tempo building into the Leinster play. Don't want to waste any seconds. Get into the corner. They want to score. Get out of here. and go again.
Yeah, they've worked themselves really well up the field, haven't they? A couple of penalties.
Well, they don't want to drive it. They want to carry it through Jimmy O'Brien. Culhane with the carry. There's Soroka, Alex Soroka! He gets that to the deck. Oh!
That's quite harsh. Just...
We've got the benefit of seeing this again. I thought he did well.
Just used his long frame, didn't he? Just maybe have crawled just a little bit.
Okay, let's go.
It's a good first carry, wasn't it? He got through the first bit. Maybe got a little bit too greedy, but that's a real let-off for the Scarlets, that is, isn't it? You know, Leinster, every time they've been in that 22, they've near enough scored. Oh, I don't know, that's pretty... I'd say that's pretty unlucky there, but it's done now, isn't it?
5 man, 5. Stay there, Leinster, stay.
Well, he's played well, and I thought he brought Leinster right back into this clash there. Leinster now looking to put pressure on the Scarlets throw. Vaea Fifita at the front again, been a constant target, and they look to get the drive going.
Yeah, they need a big kick chase here as well. I think a good kick by Gareth Davies.
Davies straight down the tram lines, great kick. Jimmy O'Brien infield, Max Page with a tackle. Gus McCarthy comes around the corner, good carry from the replacement hooker. Brutal. Culhane with another carry. Hepburn trying to get out of the way. Just about does it. It's Leinster's turn to play themselves into a little bit of pressure.
Yeah, the Scarlets are going well. They're not really competing at the breakdown, are they? And they're really being physical.
Boyle, another good carry. He's made some impact from the bench. Not just in the scrum, but in the loose as well. McCarthy, Frawley, cutting back inside. There's a Charlie Tector, and here comes a Foley. Not gone forward, play on, Leinster up to halfway. Tector again, in at the base. Byrne, offloads to Soroka. Max Page with a hit. Not sure what the Scarlets faithful are making some noise about. An injury in the backfield. Not near play, they should play on.
Lads, he's miles away from play, but no hands! No! The guy here.
It's Leinster ball. Byrne fires one right up wide to Liam Turner, busting through tackles.
Yeah, they got to match up physically. Scarlets, they're a little bit separated. There's a couple of big gaps for Leinster to get through.
A huge one for Jack Boyle to get through. Into the 22 he goes. Leinster well and truly on the front foot. But that final ball again, so uncharacteristic of Leinster. Big boos because they're in the injury, but as Mike Addison explains, it's miles away from play. He's getting the treatment he needs.
Yeah, there's a couple of tired bodies there from the Scarlets. You got Alec Hepburn, Lousi, who's played 74 minutes. You know, we've obviously got a young player, and Louie Trevett on the bench. I think they're going to have to look to him soon because he looks a bit out on his feet, Hepburn. But you know, like we said, another error by Leinster, isn't it? In that key area of the field again, it's just unheard of that they've made so many errors. But obviously we got Plumtree with maybe a serious head knock.
Well, nothing wrong with the tackle. It's just again one of those where you catch a kind of a hip, as we see that final ball again.
Cormac Foley just needs to carry. It's literally a 3-on-2, isn't it? And he's tried to throw, and he threw it straight into touch. And that's 6 minutes to go. You'd expect that to be pretty tough, wouldn't it, for Leinster to get back? But you know, this is a big scrum now. You know that Leinster are putting the pressure massively on Scarlet's scrum at the moment.
Taine Plumtree departs after that knock. Jarrod Taylor wearing 20 on. It'll be a Scarlets line-out deep in their own territory. Just over 7,000 fans at Parc y Scarlets. Made a lot of noise today.
Yeah, the atmosphere's been really good. You know, obviously got a lot of Leinster fans as well, and they need a big. Need to get behind the team now, especially with these last 5 minutes.
Archie Hughes is on. Gareth Davies leaves. Another great 74 and a bit minutes from the Scarlets stalwart.
He's had a great game, Gareth, hasn't he? Again, controlled the game well. Archie, you got Archie Hughes coming on now. Big game, big 5 minutes for him.
Yeah, they've taken it outside of the 22. Has to keep it alive. Good box kick. It's always as good as the chase, and the Scarlets have it. They throw it away a little bit. Oh, Lloyd throws another one away. Johnny Williams, got to be brave now on this ball. A lot of Scarlets bodies pile on that one. There's about 23 players in that one ruck.
Yeah, they've got to get to an edge here, set up a kick and get a real good chase. Another great kick by Archie Hughes, right on the money. Kicks compete at least. Don't want anything too long here.
Jack Price just trying to create a better contact.
No, he can't.
Yeah, just a Leinster body on the wrong side, so Ryan Baird couldn't then go for the ball. Archie Hughes. Not too much distance on that one. How good is the chase? No contest, and Jarrod Taylor could have taken that one. Now it's a kick cross field for Jamie Osborne to chase. Oh, Max Page gets a left peg to it. Oh, well, the assistant referee has given this one to the Scarlets.
Just on the edge.
Yeah, I think Osborne tried to kick it through and he's kicked it straight out. But Max Page, I don't think he saw him coming because he's run and then he's sort of slowed down.
I understand, time's off.
Osborne did shin it.
It's a nervous couple of minutes that you could just feel it, can't you? Even just a bit of a short kick by Archie Archie Hughes, sorry.
They're not complaining.
It wasn't a bad kick in the end. I think, you know, if it was a clean catch,
really mindful of the time.
they were through, but...
Say again? If we don't need him for the line-out. I know, but he's right in the middle. I know.
Is Alec Hepburn getting some treatment? He looks like he might do the 80. Yeah, it just comes off Jamie Osborne's shin. Well spotted by the assistant referee. Better eyes than me.
That is his job.
Quite right. Massive line-out now for the Scarlets. 7-8 metres out from their own try line. Time is back on. Less than 4 minutes left. Sam Lousi at the back of that one. Marnus van der Merwe comes to collect it. Archie Hughes can step in. Will he look for the safety of the touchline? No, he doesn't. Jimmy O'Brien underneath this one.
No, you're over the top.
Boyle spills that one. That's gone backwards. Soroka tidies things up for Leinster. They need a score, and they need it quickly. Not the best little kick through from Byrne. Time for Ellis me. Oh, should he have found the touchline? I'm not sure. Frawley has to counter. Me brings him down. That ball shoots out. It's me. Gets one boot to it, gets another to it, but that's in on the full. The Scarlets won't mind. 3 minutes left in this clash, and it's a Leinster line-out deep in their own half.
Yeah, that's great discipline by Scarlets there. You know, great chase by Ellis. They could have easily gone over off their feet. Leinster looked like they cleared it well, and ball just spilled out. You know, this is a great chance for Scarlets to take a massive win. 3 minutes to go, and Leinster are going to run everything here now. So you've got to be real physical these first few phases, slow their ball down. And then they're going to get really stuck, looking for little kicks and funny things like that.
There's a debut, a Leinster debut for Ruben Maloney. Well, Leinster have lost another line out. It's been a bit of an Achilles heel for them. Joe Roberts tries to get on the outside. He does. Max Page. Oh! What an ankle tap from Jimmy O'Brien. Bit of falling out as well, Joe Roberts. Exactly what you don't want to do now. Give a penalty away. Walk away.
You know that.
It's going to be a penalty. A penalty to who? I was looking down, looking at Ruben Maloney making his debut for Leinster, looking at his notes. It all kicked off on the near touchline. Roberts out the back door, and Max Page was just about. Well, ball was kind of still live, and it certainly is now. Last 2 minutes of this clash, breathtaking in the last couple of minutes, and here come Leinster. Need 2 scores in 2 minutes. Baird out the back door. Oh, Vaea Fifita coming in, and that is offside. This could be game, set and match. Vaea Fifita took the gamble, and this time the gamble, I think, has paid off.
Wow, that was a massive gamble. He's come out of the line completely. If he's missed him, Leinster are down on the left side here, but he's got him, he's got his man's still on the floor, and it's a knock-on, and then it's obviously offside. So Scarlets, minute and a half to, whether they go for 3. Yeah, look, Dwayne
Peele says 3.
Yeah, he's screaming, I can hear him from here.
Will we see this tackle again?
It's just uncharacteristic error again from Leinster, isn't it? These errors have just really hurt them today, and a lot of young talent, don't get me wrong, and some really exciting players for Leinster, but I don't think the coaching staff will be too happy with some of the errors that they've made today.
There was a wrap. That's what Mike Adamson said. Just got winded. There's the penalty, and there's the decision for the Sticks. Shot clock is running down from a minute. We will restart no matter what happens.
Yeah, big kick this. Wow, you say big kick. I think, there's still more than 2 scores ahead, aren't they? I'm just hoping Louie Trevett gets on for the Scarlets. I used to play rugby with his old man at Cardiff years ago, so it'd be good to see him get on.
Yeah, he's on loan from Bristol Bears, involved with Wales in the 20s. Will he get a couple of seconds? The game is done and dusted. And Ioan Lloyd wants to take the full 60 seconds available. How has he struck it? Well. 15 seconds left in this clash. It's the Scarlets 35, Leinster 22. And Leinster, being Leicester, will want to play to continue to play, try and get something out of this game. Great take in the air by Ryan Baird. They'll need a 7-pointer. Oh, Max Page trying to get to the outside again. That's a penalty. Genuine opportunity now for Leinster to pop one into the corner.
Yeah, it's a great take by Ryan Baird off kick-off, isn't it? He's a serious athlete, that, isn't he? He'd be in one, I think, he'd be in the reckoning for that European game next week. He'd be desperate to be involved in that, wouldn't he?
Dwayne Peele, smile on his face. The Scarlets will go to South Africa with a chance in the race to the 8 in the BKT URC. Contest in the line-out again. Gus McCarthy does well. An offload, midfield, Jamie Osborne. Clock is deep into the red. 81 minutes almost played. Frawley. There's Jimmy O'Brien. He's been a threat all afternoon. Culhane. Byrne loses his footing. And that's been the Leinster story. Loose, final ball at times. But they will continue to play.
Yeah, you'd have to say Scarlet's defence has been immense today, haven't they? A couple of ill-disciplines, but they've just been really physical, winning that first couple of phase battle, and that's what you got to do against Leinster, because once they get that, they get momentum. They just haven't had that today.
Byrne, Boyle, again making yards after contact. O'Brien, Ioan Lloyd with the tackle. Oh, Jamie Osborne. Boyle, second involvement in this phase of play. Blair Murray still looking sheepish after that knock he took. Culhane with the carry, Price with a tackle. Under pressure again as Ross Byrne. Jimmy O'Brien.
No!
Leinster still want to play. They know a bonus point. 2 of them are on offer if they were to cross for a 7-pointer. But that has gone forward. The final whistle will go. You might have heard over the tannoy that the BKT URC player of the match was the Scarlets number 8, Taine Plumtree, Alex Cuthbert. What a match we've had. Another Welsh victory over our